By way of introduction, my name is Duane Emory. I serve Cathedral High School as our Vice President for Enrollment Management. In English, that means I oversee admissions and tuition assistance. Ironically, I work at Cathedral High School, which is not an archdiocesan Catholic high school. We originally were, but we are now not. I was asked if I would fill in for the folks from the Archdiocese to talk about Catholic schools in and near Midtown, so I thought I'd spend a little time with you tonight. If you want to take note of that website, you can certainly do so to get to the archdiocesan page relative to their schools, or if you just go to archindy.org, you can get there pretty easily by navigating. Just a quick overview, and honestly, I'm probably going to take about 5 minutes here because you're the last group and I'm the last speaker, and I'm sure you just want to sit here all night with me. But there are 26 grade schools and 7 high schools in Marion County that are part of the Archdiocese of Indianapolis. There are certainly schools outside of Indianapolis that are part of the Archdiocese. Those 7 high schools in Marion County do include 4 archdiocesan schools. In other words, they're funded and essentially governed by the Archdiocese. There are 3 schools. Cathedral's one of those. Brebeuf would be another, and Providence Cristo Rey would be another. They're not directly governed by the Archdiocese, although as a Roman Catholic school, you have to receive your Catholic authority from some source. For us, that happens to be the Archbishop. So there's, you can't really say so much about being an independent Catholic school because there really isn't such a thing. Last year, Catholic schools in the Archdiocese as a whole enrolled 23,000, almost 24,000 students. And one thing, for those of you who might have youngsters, either of your own or of your children's own, there are before care and after school extended care at all of the grade schools. And I think that's important. That's just an option that I think folks kind of worry about. Well, I have to work. How do I get to and from, and what do I do with my children during that time? So that's something that's important. Something that I wasn't aware of until I started taking a closer look, the 26 schools have earned 32 National Blue Ribbons since 1985, and that's the most of any diocese in the nation. I was pleasantly surprised to see that. I knew the number was pretty large, but I didn't know it was that successful. The I-STEP pass rates, I didn't put a nice graphic chart or anything, but they obviously the Catholic schools compare very favorably, especially to the public schools. Almost a 91% pass rate in English language arts and just over 90% in math, certainly outpacing at least the public school counterparts. And one thing I thought I'd mention is that the Archdiocese of Indianapolis pretty uniformly has opted to participate in the school choice voucher program or choice scholarship program. So, and that served, as you can see, 2,070 students in 2013-14. I don't know what the statistics are at some of the other schools. I can tell you at Cathedral, for instance, we have 196 voucher students this year as a school out of our 1,293. So about 15% of our population. And those are students who have enrolled at our school for a long time, and I'm sure have been enrolling at other schools for a long time, although several of the schools have seen enrollment increases as a result of the voucher program. I just thought I'd go through really quickly. Some of these schools are here tonight, some of them are not, but the schools that are actually in Midtown, and in case you're interested, some of them are still out at their tables, so feel free to go talk to them. But in case not, if you see a school there that is of interest, these are all the principals at these schools. So Immaculate Heart of Mary on Washington Boulevard, St. Joan of Arc on Central, and St. Thomas Aquinas, Illinois. I was like, which one is it? But St. Thomas Aquinas, all of those excellent schools. It's interesting. You see these schools over the years, they've kind of ebbed and flowed in terms of enrollments. All of those schools are thriving at this point in time. And St. Joan of Arc's a really interesting story. 10 years ago, St. Joan of Arc was probably kind of struggling, and they've had a remarkable turnaround, and I think they're to be commended for that. If you want to see a church and a school that's revitalized itself in the last dozen years or so, it's St. Joan of Arc for sure. Schools near Midtown at the grade school level, Christ the King, which is immediately adjacent to Bishop Chittard High School. St. Lawrence is a little bit farther away. It's over in our neck of the woods there at 46th and Shadeland. and St. Monica, kind of the other direction near Fox Hill Road and Michigan Road. So, so those are the grade schools that might be most immediately serving families in Midtown. At the high school level, I just included all 7 because all of us see students pretty much from all over the city. A little less so the case at the Archdiocesan schools because they do have some parish boundaries. But Bishop Chittard, and I just put their websites there because at different schools, different people are the right contact. But Bishop Chittard is the North Deanery Archdiocesan Catholic High School. Rebuff Jesuit Preparatory School is a private Catholic school like us, and they happen to have a Jesuit tradition, as their name would tell you. Cardinal Ritter is the West Deanery High School of the Indianapolis Archdiocese. Cathedral, we are a Holy Cross school, so Rebuff has ties to the Jesuit community, and we have ties to the Holy Cross community and have had for a number of years. Providence Cristo Rey has a unique operating system in that the students participate in a work program as part of the funding of their education and certainly gaining valuable experience along the way. They're the newest member of the group here. They're on the west side, kind of in the Hallville neighborhood. And, Roncalli is the South Deanery. They're probably the farthest away from anyone here right now. But they serve the South Deanery of the Archdiocese. And then Cecina serves the East Deanery, located near 16th and Emerson. So those are the schools at the high school level. And some of us are here tonight. I know Rebuff is here tonight, and we are here. I'm not sure if Providence Cristo Rey is here. I don't think they are. But those are the schools of the, kind of unofficially, the Archdiocese of Indianapolis that can serve you. Obviously, partnering with families in the fostering of faith formation as a central part of the academic experience. So, as promised, since I had the short straw and am speaking late in the evening, I decided to intentionally keep that short, not knowing if I might get pushed to close to 8 o'clock for starting time anyway. So, those are the Indianapolis schools that are Catholic, and I'd be more than happy to answer questions as I leave the room. I will be, for a very short while, since it's almost closing time, at the Cathedral table for just a few minutes as well. Thanks so much for having me.